Hello, every pony. This is Flash Notion. I messed up badly. I recorded my reaction to the mid-season premiere, and I edited it, and I rendered the video. Unfortunately, something went wrong, and when it was rendered, the video lacked a lot of its audio. My commentary was completely missing. Even more unfortunate, though, is the fact that I failed to check the render afterwards until it was too late, and I had already deleted my original recording. As a result, my reaction was lost forever. However, this episode, Stranger Than Fanfiction, is fucking awesome! So, I have to put a video out for it. And so I decided to do something that I did with Steven Universe for all of the episodes that I had already watched for that one. I'm going to do a non-blind commentary. So this is going to be more like an analysis video. I'm going to be paying less attention to the plot and looking for more Easter eggs and such in the background. Although, considering I've already watched everyone else's reaction to it before I checked the render, I already know most of the Easter eggs. So it's also going to be just me spouting out pretty much everything that I think about the episode. Which I actually like a little bit better than my reaction videos, because most of the time in my reaction videos, I'm quiet and I'm watching the episode and trying to absorb details. Here, I'm just going to be talking. Last thing before we get into this, though, you might have noticed by now that my pony isn't moving very much. That's just because I really don't care to edit it that much just for this. This isn't a blind reaction. It's nothing too special. I'm getting lazy here, and I'm just not editing in any extra poses. I'm just one flat image. Whatever, though. Let's get into the episode here in 3, 2, 1, go. So the title is Stranger Than Fanfiction, and we immediately start out with Daring Do. I'll admit, this was a bit of a shock to me when I first saw it. I was not expecting Daring Do right off the bat. I was more expecting a bit of a lead-in. However, it is pretty cool. If not for the fact that this is just completely stupid. She forgets she has wings. It was one thing in her first in the episode Read and Weep when she was first introduced, her wing was broken, but why didn't she just fly? I don't know.
Sorry, Rainbow Dash.
It's a problem Rainbow Dash herself encounters later on. She doesn't fly.
I wish Princess Celestia didn't need my help with the Friendship Summit in Griffinstone.
I was hoping that would be a tease for episode 14. Unfortunately, I know I know a little bit about episode 14. I know it's a Cutie Mark Crusaders episode, and I know it has nothing to do with that Friendship Summit. So, yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. That face was kind of cute. Yeah, just the little scrunch-up cheek. And this whole situation here is freaking hilarious. And that transition. Confession? I have never been to a brony convention or any kind of convention. I want to go, but I have not yet been. And that kind of sucks, because I feel like there's so much more that I would notice or realize about the convention scene there. But I'm well aware of some of the stuff that happens in conventions, and that scene is pretty cool. Unfortunately, and this is something I've seen other reactors agree on, it doesn't look crowded enough. There's just not enough ponies there. Like, I understand it would probably be harder to animate, but seriously? It should be at least 3 times as dense as that.
You look like a pony who'd be up for an all-inclusive, one-of-a-kind adventucation, where you get to live the Daring Do experience.
No thanks. Did that already.
Did she ever? About 10 times over. And our introduction to Quill Pants around here in here. Hang on. Yep, right there. There he is. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't recognize his voice for most of the episode. For about half the episode, I didn't even realize this voice sounded familiar. Once I did, I was just like, wait, who is that? I didn't know.
You too.
The benefit, though, is that I got to know this guy as Quibblepants. Not as a pony voiced by Patton Oswalt, but as Quibblepants. And I think that increases my enjoyment. Just because, like, his manner of speaking, it's combining Rainbow's fangasming with Twilight's nerdy knowledge of the series. So it's kind of like taking the best of both and putting it into one. It's hilarious. Another thing that I didn't notice at first was the wristband. Well, not wrist exactly, but the bands that they're all wearing around their hooves are to mark them as being part of the convention. That's a very cool little thing that they put in there that they didn't have to. The bondage pillow. That just what the well. I also did notice here the first time viewing it, they got each other gifts, and they ended up getting each other the same exact gift. That's funny. I also didn't realize that was Minuet on my first
Even though I
viewing.
knew the convention would be totally awesome,
I did, however,
it's so fun
recognize
when
the
you're with someone who
Karens as
really
hot
knows
dogs in the
daring do.
background.
I know what you mean. It's so hard to find a pony who
And
really gets it.
the pony in the background there working
That's
on the
weird.
counter,
We've only done stuff from the first trilogy.
she's just so done
After
with
lunch, we should
everything.
probably start working our way back through the other books.
And
Whoa,
the realization
whoa.
that
There
Quibblepants
are no
is
other books.
that kind of fan.
Of course there are. Daring doing the trek up the terrifying towers, daring doing the many faces.
Please don't. Just don't even mention the titles. I'm not saying those books don't exist. I'm saying
I haven't actually watched this episode for a few days, at least, so I can laugh at the jokes actually now. They're actually quite funny.
After Ring of Destiny that is even remotely in the realm of the possible.
However, that right there is a little bit of continuity error. Ring of Destiny is the title of the one that Rainbow was involved in.
And how could you
So-
possibly know that?
I'm just gonna put it up to the fact that
Well,
they
that's a
remembered that that was a
compelling
title of a Daring Do book that they put in there, and then they forgot that, oh, that's the one that Rainbow was involved in.
Daring Do. The
Whatever.
first series was
It
smart
leads to
and
some
cool
issues
and
with
an
why
amazing
doesn't
ride.
Cole
Don't
Pants
realize
recognize
adventure
her if
book
he's read that book,
somehow
but
manages to be self-reflexive and ironic, while at
on the
same
other
time
hand, it may be that
celebrating
he
the
read the
art
book,
without
but
a hint of
that's one
cynicism.
that occurs
Which is
after
why
the
I
trilogy,
came here
and
to
that's the
ask
last one that
AK
includes
Fury,
anything
muzzle to
as
muzzle,
but remotely
why she's so
realistic.
down and dumbed down the rest of her books and into just a series
But
of
it's still not
impossible action
one that he
sequences.
accepts. I don't know.
Okay, now I know you're crazy.
AK Yearling is awesome.
Oh yeah,
And every Daring Do book that comes out is better than
as far as Cool Pants goes, in terms of
Wow.
meta towards the
Okay,
fandom,
yeah,
I
I'm
compared
sorry,
it to
but I
those who
never
don't really
be
like
friends
the
with some pony
Equestria
who's
Girls
willing to
movies because
believe
I hear
impossible
so
stuff
much
is
hate
possible
towards
as long
those
as
from
Daring
certain
Do
comments.
does it.
That's okay.
Comments on
because
YouTube
I
and
would never
such.
be friends with some pony
But,
who's so focused on things being possible.
I've also
that they willing
heard
to turn
a lot
his
of,
back on the hero of all
the
time.
reactors compare it to
Fine.
people not talking about or not accepting
Tell
anything
AK
after
Yearling
season
that
3
Rainbow
apparently.
Dash is here.
I didn't know that was a
Neither
thing
helps to
actually
convince
because
a
I've never
know-it-all
been to a
pony
convention,
that
but
everything
apparently it's a
Daring
thing.
Do's ever done actually happened.
Whatever. I have to agree though, the seasons do just keep getting better, and this one is no exception. Season 6 has been amazing so far. The only episode that I really have any issue with is Flutter Brother,
Now tell me what's going on. Is it
and
Caballero?
even that,
Did you
that
see
one still got some funny jokes to
No,
it, so
But there
it's not
is a pony
entirely bad.
downstairs who thinks everything you've written in for the first trilogy is totally unrealistic.
Oh, other
and
things
terrible.
that something I
You'd have
missed
to prove to
commenting
him
on because I was
that
too busy
it's all
commenting on
totally
something else.
I've got bigger problems on my host
back
than
at the,
dissatisfied fan ponies.
Concession stand there while Cool Pants and Rainbow were talking.
And
The,
Caballero
the pony in the background who was bored with her job after the argument finished, she just got this really evil-looking smirk on her face. It was funny as hell.
Caballero
Ooh.
wants to sell it to the highest bidder, of course, which is why I need to
Yeah,
find it first.
looking at that map, there are actually a lot of landmarks on there that Rainbow and Cool Pants passed later, which is hilarious because it's foreshadowing, but it's split second.
Crawling with security, and
You
if I
blink
get
and
in
you miss it,
trouble,
and you never realize that, oh yeah, that's
I can
foreshadowing.
just blend in with all the Daring Do cosplayers.
Such a good
How
plan,
can I-
actually.
Just keep your eyes out for anything suspicious.
Got it.
I'll also be quite honest here. When
Pony
when
who
that-
only likes your first
they were
trilogy
talking here,
qualify
I
as
expected
suspicious?
Quill Pants to actually be allied or
Just checking.
allied with Cavalion, or else be Cavalion in disguise. And then it shows no, that's not the
I find
case.
all this fanfare around my arch enemy disturbing.
Who wouldn't? It is kind of creepy. Like,
Where is the booth for?
I don't know, but ooh, their main styles. Everyone at this convention has a very unique main style. Kind of funny. And that right there, you got a body pillow. Oh, a little bit of foyer going on there with him and Daring Do, I guess. And she just doesn't even notice him walking past. Funny.
Well, if it isn't the pony who knows impossible things can happen, because she just does.
I was honestly hoping for her to say something along the lines of, well, yeah, well, I've done the impossible. I did a sonic rain boom. A hole or something like that. I don't know.
I want to hear
It
more
was
about
funny.
how you're 100%
But
sure
I
that in
don't
Curse of the
know.
Jungle Queen,
I'm
Daring
rambling
Do
now.
could survive a
Oh, the
60-story
anime
drop
poster
on the
right there
top of a
saying
waterfall
a
after sustaining
reference
a
to
broken
the
wing in a
episode
Category
Stairmaster,
6 rapid.
and also a reference to a specific anime I remember, but I don't know what
wasn't
one.
broken. Cavalieron.
See, now that's a great character. Solid backstory, good motivations.
No.
I love Quibblepants's dialogue right here.
Of course he is. He's also over there, over there,
and over there, and that was Derpy in the cardboard box. We all know this. We should all know this. It's Derpy. And this one starts thinking Rainbow's crazy because she's acting like she believes in Daring Do is real, even though she's fiction. Oh wait, no, she's not.
Okay.
It also makes me wonder though, back in the episode Daring Don't, Iggy Yearling was not exactly stealthy. She didn't make sure that Rainbow and friends were gone before she threw off her disguise.
But if she
Anybody could have been watching through the window. She wasn't very good at hiding her secret. And she wasn't very good at hiding her secret here in this episode.
This was your plan to prove the Daring Do books are realistic? You bought a Daring Do experience adventucation. Really?
What? No! Oh, look around us! Ponies, Cavalieron, the jungle it took
Pretty much everything from this moment on is gold with Cavalierons
Actually
and
being held captive
Rainbow's
by
reactions
Cavalieron.
to everything
Please,
Quibblepants
This guy's
says.
accent is all over the place. No offense.
What?
So what's the setup?
He's like,
You kidnapped us.
but this is
and
how I
took us
talk.
to the middle of nowhere
what is it? What is this?
The temple of Chico Mostok is somewhere in this jungle. When I find it, the seven-sided chest is as good as mine. I just need the amulet of Kulakon.
He is a large ham. Very
And
large.
Daring Do has the amulet, so you came up with this overcomplicated plot to lure her into the jungle and exchange it for us.
I wouldn't call it overcomplicated, but
Yes.
Okay, we're done here. Great
Perfect
work.
line right there.
Seriously,
Like,
very
he's just
believable.
like, what the heck? And then this. Just like, oop, get him. Beat him up.
Listen, pal, you can keep her money, but I'm not.
going anywhere. You
I have to admit, Capelon actually makes for a very good villain. Sure, he's prone to the evil laughter, and his lines are all very cliche and whatnot, but in terms of, like, a normal cartoon villain, he's amazing. He's pretty ruthless, and he makes some pretty good decisions, tying them up like that, to lure Daring Do in there,
Or an
following them
avid
once
reader.
they escape rather than immediately recapturing them.
Now, I will continue
All
my
around,
search for
a
the
very good villain. I'm just realizing this. Actually, this is just occurring to me right here. And also, you know, he's laughing when
Never to believe
his
this nonsense is
prisoners
real. You
apparently
call
can't
off
escape.
the
So,
hench pony
indulging in a
repertory
little
theater
evil
over
laughter right there,
They're
not too bad
gonna
of
listen
an
to me.
offense.
He abducted us both.
Oh wow! So you're gonna stick with that script? Oh, okay, fine. We're in a Daring Do adventure.
What was that?
Daring Do.
I love how
Thank goodness we're over
he just
here.
knows exactly what to do
Can't
here.
let
It's
Daring Do
perfect.
rest in his two.
All four? I mean, shouldn't at least one of them stay behind to guard us? Oh, wait. No.
True,
because then
one of them
it would
should
be a
have, but they're
terrible
stupid
Daring Do
guards.
adventure.
So apparently the problem isn't just that Daring Do has had to use less of her smarts, it's also that just her enemies have gotten
Okay,
dumber.
that was pretty good.
Quick, we've got to get out of here and
He
warn
just
Daring Do.
tosses to the
No,
side.
wait.
for
Just
some
point me to
reason.
the hotel
Why not?
and you can play fan pony and hunt treasure out here all day long.
Fine. Let's just say this is
One thing about it
a
though,
Daring Do
like, shouldn't the
adventucation.
jungle
The only
be
way
very
to get back
hot
to the
and
convention
humid? Like,
is to
shouldn't
go
he know
through.
that they're in
So
an actual
just follow
jungle
me and I'll lead
environment?
you out. Deal?
Shouldn't he realize that there's no actual jungle
fine.
environment anywhere near the
If I
hotel?
just leave you in the jungle, it'll convince you.
Whatever.
Which would make Daring Do left hook, which we know is false, and that is everything that's wrong with Daring Do and the trek to the terrifying tower. Now, the problems with the next book are even
Rainbow's face. She's like, I am going to snap his neck before this is all over.
without the precarious rope bridge.
Yeah, it's a staple. Pretty much every adventure type film or thing, story has the rope bridge. It's kind of like how every movie set in
Is it
San
too
Francisco has to
realistic
destroy the
for
Golden
you?
Gate Bridge.
Wouldn't want that on a daring do adventure, would we?
Sarcasm is
really a
real.
adventure, I'm sure I'd step on the wrong
And the
plank
meta
at
joke.
exactly the wrong
Or whatever. Foreshadowing. If I skip foreshadowing, I don't know what it
Good
is.
thing this is all just a pretend adventure. At least we know all of this struggling won't make the bridge fall apart. You need to get your money back.
Best line of the episode. That was a really cool shot too. The lighting and the angle was just amazing. I don't think it's ever been replicated before.
How's that for not possible?
That was
And his
awesome.
faces.
I thought and then you began the flying. Well, and I was like, "Where are you going?" And then you swerved, and I was on the water and the rocks. Wow.
Yeah, if you read that in a book, you might even think it was unrealistic.
Okay, I'll give you that one. I mean, we could have been done for.
And the realization.
Done for? What kind of education is this? I mean, that's just bad business. What are these ponies thinking?
Right now, we
Yeah.
are thinking that we should. thank
Okay,
you for
well, I
escaping.
said earlier that Kavalan was a good villain. If he was smarter, he would have waited until they were actually inside the temple to hit them or grab them. So that way, Rainbow and him would have had the realization of the temples there all on
Make
their
sure they
own,
are secure this time.
and would have
We
seemed
can't
less
have them escaping
suspicious.
again.
But whatever.
You'll never get away with this!
Won't I? You've led me to the temple, and Daring Do is too noble to let harm befall her companions, so the amulet is as good as mine.
Oh yeah, Quillpant's
Nobody
entire
remarks this time about
demeanor
how silly
during
my
this
design is.
capture and
This
subsequent
isn't the official Daring Do
leading
experience
into the temple thing
adventucation,
is
Finally!
brilliant.
It's some cheap knockoff run by a bunch of incompetent ponies that have no idea how to execute this adventure with any level of safety. What was that with the
Kevlar's
bridge?
face right
We
there,
were
just
in
like,
serious
where the
danger.
hell
I'm
did you
reporting
find
all
this guy?
Well,
Why are you
no,
with
we're
him?
to, but it's gonna
What
be so
use
totally
is he?
important. Oh,
It
it's
just
a
conveys
great
so much
excuse for an
just
experience.
disgust and
Hasn't proved
frustration.
anything except
I
that
love
I'm
it.
right. It has all the hallmarks of a lame Daring Do adventure.
Quibble?
No, I'm talking. Generic jokes.
Okay, that right there, that was a bit of a jerkish thing. No, I'm talking. You don't get to talk. I'm talking. That was a bit jerkish. But forgive him. He's put up with a lot of shit. Be careful.
Take orders from some second-rate performer who learned acting from the supervillain school of bad accents. The only
Ouch.
thing this mess
That
is
was
is some
really a good
Johnny
insult
Gold
right there.
monster, and I have a feeling that would be a bit too much for you bargain basement adventurers to pull off.
Oh,
You're real. This is real. This is real.
one reactor I saw said that thing was basically Gummy's aunt or something relative. It kind of does look like a grown-up Gummy.
I told you to warn me if anything suspicious. Not run off on an adventure without me.
Whoa! You're real. You're friends with her?
That face is
We'll
the
have to
best
look into
face
that
of the
later.
season,
Right now we have to.
and
Get out of here, yes. Thank
I
you.
dare say it's the best face that we've gotten since
Can't leave without the treasure.
Party Favors
And we should
Dirt
probably
face
get one
in
for
the
our
season
friends
5
in
premiere.
Iowa.
I don't think we've had one that's better.
Whoa. 7 doors, 7
Another thing
locks.
that's interesting
One
though
of
is
them
that
leads to the treasure.
the first few times I watched it, I found it a bit odd
Yeah,
that
the
he
classic
just
Tony and
accepted
the
Daring
tiger
Do as
thing. All
being
you have
real
to
instead of
do
thinking,
is-
oh, it's a cosplayer as part of the adventure thing. And then I realized, no, he already accepted that everything here was actually real when the giant monster showed up. So naturally, if Daring Do shows up after that, of course she's going to be real. That makes sense. Originally, while watching this too,
Yeah.
I thought that it was going to be one of those. It's actually none of the doors. There's like a secret thing in the center of the room that you got to do.
Finally.
But
each door
turned out
has
to not be
another
that.
door that
Turned out to be a
matches.
lot simpler
These
than that.
two both have earth
And
ponies
it gave
fighting
Quibblepants
serpents.
some ammunition
These
here.
two
He's
have
really
Pegasus fighting
right.
griffins.
She
These
shouldn't have
two
realized
have
this.
unicorns fighting
I
bears.
also wonder if
but this
those aren't
one-
like ancient prophecies on doors too. Like
Only one.
unicorns versus bears. That's
How did I miss
obviously Twilight
I've
versus
been asking
Ursa.
myself that ever since
Pegasi
before.
versus Griffins, Rainbow and Gilda. Earth ponies versus serpents, though. I don't know. We haven't had anything that's like an Earth pony versus a dragon or anything like that.
Guys.
And Verity was the one who dealt with Stephen Agnes, so yeah, I don't know what that one could be, unless it's foreshadowing for something else coming up this season. That would be kind of cool.
Seriously, do you ever not escape out of the top of a temple?
We'll have to carry Mr.
Oh,
Adventure Critic out with us.
Something that just reminded me of, not the dialogue, but what I said earlier.
I think Rainbow Dash and I have this covered.
Pretty much every reaction that I watched when they're talking about the Griffinstone Summit thing has mentioned this war theory. I don't know what that's all about, but apparently it's probably been around ever since the episode It's About Time, where Twilight's like, oh my gosh, is there some sort of epic pony war in the distant future? And everybody's like, yes, we want a pony war, we want a pony war. And we kind of got a taste of that with the season 5 finale.
I said go around
But
him.
And I said, be
there,
quiet.
people are probably wanting something more than that. I say if it's going to be anywhere, it's going to be in
Create
the
a
movie
fake
that's
treasure
coming
out
out
of mud and rocks. Give
next
that
year,
to
I
Cavalier
think.
on, and then when
Either way,
Every daring do plan has to be super complicated.
for the war thing, the ponies actually now have 3 foreign allies. They have the dragons via Ember, and they have the griffins via Gilda, and they have the yaks from the
it's
Yakakis.
not particularly
So,
original or
that's pretty
inspired,
cool.
but it worked.
Who are you
Who it
again?
would be against, I don't know
Ben.
though. Maybe the changelings are back. I
There's some
don't
stairs
know.
on the other side of the temple
Doesn't
that lead
matter,
out of
but,
the ravine. I
oh.
suggest you two take them and
Daring
head
Do's
west. What about you?
uh-huh.
I
When
gotta get this to a
Rainbow
museum.
says that he's a
Thanks for
fan.
your help.
That's
couldn't have done it
thrilling.
without you.
Yes. He hasn't exactly behaved like a fan normally does.
So,
I also really like the moral here.
Maybe the later books are slightly more
that-
realistic than I gave them credit
They don't
for.
agree on
Just don't
why
like-
Daring Do is cool, but they both agree that she
Wait,
is
hold
cool.
on. Before we
And
get
they can
another
still be
fight,
friends,
I
even
think
though they
I
don't
finally
agree on
figured it
everything.
out.
I like that.
I
It's
love the daring
interesting.
dude that solves puzzles and uses her brain to get out of tough
And,
situations. And she did way
since I
more
don't
of that
feel
in the
like
original trilogy.
transferring
You
any
love the daring dude that is
anything like
brave
that, I'll
and
just say it
awesome
outright.
and comes out on top no matter what the odds.
okay.
The show
And
can be
that's
loved for a lot of
okay.
reasons.
We might never
The show
agree on
has
what's daring
adventure
do
episodes
cool,
like
but
Dragon
you
Shine, like Daring
definitely
Don't.
cool. I mean, the way you
And those
saved
are
me on the
really
bridge,
cool.
like,
But it
wow.
also has really
And escaping from the
low-key
temple
and
is
sweet
you,
episodes
Rainbow Dash
that are like,
awesome.
Well, I'm not the one who can locate a treasure
I don't
half
know,
the time Daring Do can.
but-
You may have
yeah,
terrible
episodes that are just
taste in
more
books, but
emotional,
you're pretty awesome yourself.
not adventures, but more
You're not
emotional.
playing
I'd say the
puzzle
biggest
solving
emotional
kind of
one
way.
for this
I guess
series has
we don't have to
been
agree on everything to get along.
Crusaders of the Lost
Friends?
Mark. That's one of the
Definitely
most
friends.
beloved episodes because of its emotional impact. It doesn't have any like really big adventurous stuff in it,
Write the next book.
but the sheer emotional impact of it
I mean, for
is
instance,
incredible.
in the second adventure, there's a side character. I don't want to kind of name
And
it right now
Full
because
Fans
it's sort
just
of
talking
this thing that
over
I've
the
already read a
credits.
lot of fan fiction on. I don't want, not that
It's
I'm saying
awesome.
that you would steal it, but I am saying
Uh,
that this would totally
in any
go
case, what I
along
was saying though
my
is
whole
that
thing about
yeah, there's a lot of
puzzle
different
solving, except
reasons that you
what
can
if
love
each
the
puzzle
series.
that
You
was
can
solved,
love it for
unlocked a
the
new
action
karate move?
adventure. You
Think of
can
it
love
that
it
way,
for
right? I mean,
the,
I'm kind of a year like
uh,
myself, so I'm sure she'd be open to
the
it.
emotional stuff.
Wibble?
You can love it for the meta
Sorry.
fact that the series manages to put both into itself. But in the end, it doesn't matter why you love the series. It just matters that you do, and that other people do as well. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. For example, it didn't turn out too well, but a while back I knew someone who was almost as into Transformers as I am. Or maybe they were even more into it than I was. I'm not really sure, but we didn't exactly agree on why we love Transformers and which parts of Transformers we loved. But the fact that we both enjoyed Transformers allowed us to talk about the different stuff, and it was nice while it lasted. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. You don't always have to agree on everything to be friends. Now, as for a rating for this episode, a couple seconds. Here it is. I gave it 7.8 out of 10 convenient temples. Okay. Yeah, that's good enough. 7.8. Yeah, the reason I really gave it that low is because it's not an episode that gets better every time you watch it. There are episodes like that they just get better and better every time you watch them. And then there are episodes that just get worse and worse every time you watch them. This episode was neither. It retained the same amount of enjoyability every time I've seen it so far. It's good, but it's not the best episode ever. That being said, it is pretty darn good, which is why it's a 7.8 out of 10. So, this has been my non-blind commentary on this episode, and it was pretty fun to make. I talked a lot. I noticed that, and my pauses were mostly just so that I could hear a joke and appreciate the joke more and laugh afterwards, because I knew that the joke was coming, so I'd pause and just enjoy the joke. But I noticed as I was talking that I was talking a lot, and I was worried at some points that, hey, could you guys actually hear what was happening? If not, well, too bad. You're not actually supposed to be here for the episode. You're supposed to be here for me. On that note, I'll see you guys around for the next episode. This week's episode. CMC episode. Yay! That was weird. Bye!